Your cat rubs against you, sleeps on your bed, and follows you around. So of course it loves you, right? Not always. Some of what we read as affection is really something else. My name is Lily, and I've shared my home with cats most of my life, enough to know what a real bond looks like. If you want to understand what your cat is truly telling you, take a moment and subscribe. That's what I share here. Today, 5 signs your cat may not be as attached as you think. So let's get into it. Now, before we go a step further, let me say one thing plain, because it matters more than anything else you will hear today. A cat is not a dog. It does not love loud. It does not come barreling to the door with its whole body shaking for the joy of you the way a dog will. And because of that, we get it wrong, near all of us, at one time or another. We go looking for the dog kind of love in a creature that was never going to give it. And when we do not find it, we quietly decide the cat does not care for us at all. But that is our misreading, not the cat's coldness. There is a language here, a soft one, a slow one, spoken in eyes and ears and the set of a tail, and most of us were simply never taught how to read it. I have shared my home with cats for the better part of my life. Some were lap cats who would not leave me be, who cried at the bathroom door if I shut it for a minute. Others were proud, standoffish things that took years to soften. And a few, if I am being honest with you, never fully did. So I have seen the whole long range of it, from the cat that plainly adores you to the cat that merely puts up with you, and I have learned, slow and sometimes the hard way, to tell the one from the other. That is what I want to hand you today. Not a way to feel bad about your cat, and not a way to feel bad about yourself. A way to understand what is really passing between you. Because once you can read these signs true, you can begin to close the distance. And closing the distance is the whole point of it. I will tell you where I learned most of this, for it was not from any book. It was from years of sitting quiet in a room with cats and simply watching what they did with their eyes, their ears, their tails, watching which ones came near and which ones held back and slowly, over the seasons, learning why. A cat will teach you everything if you give it the one thing it asks of you, which is patience. So that is what I am asking of you now, for these next few minutes, and for the cat asleep in your home. Patience and a willing eye. So let us begin with the first sign, for it is the one that folks miss most of all, sitting right there in plain sight. The first sign is the eyes. A cat that is bonded to you will look at you soft, and every so often it will close its eyes at you slow, a long, lazy blink, held for a beat, then opened again. Cat people call it the slow blink, and it is about the truest thing a cat can say. In cat language, closing your eyes near another creature is trust laid bare, for a cat with its eyes shut is a cat that has decided you are no danger to it. Out in the wild, a cat never lets its guard down near a thing it does not trust. To shut your eyes is to say plainly, I am not afraid of you. A cat that loves you will give you that slow blink across a room, unbidden, like a small kiss thrown from the couch. So here is the sign to watch for. A cat that will not hold your gaze soft, that stares at you hard and flat, and then looks sharp away, or that never once in a whole day gives you that slow, melting blink that is a cat, keeping a wall up between you. Quick word before we go on. A lifetime of living with cats teaches you more than fits in any one video. So I finally sat down and wrote it all out, start to finish, in a book. The feeding, the daily care, the little signs I watch for, long before anything's wrong. The links pinned atop of the comments. That's the whole of it, laid out plain, no hunting through videos to find it. Take it or leave it. Now, back to the cats. Now, hear my honest word on this, because it is important, and I will always give it to you straight. A hard stare is not always a cold heart. A cat new to your home, a cat that came up rough on the streets, a cat that has been hurt by hands before that cat may hold itself guarded for a long while before it ever trusts you with a slow blink. And that is not the same as a cat that does not love you. It is a cat that does not yet feel safe. And there is a whole world of difference between the two. The beautiful thing is, you can answer it. When your cat looks at you, look back soft, and narrow your own eyes, and close them slow, and open them again, and hold still. You are speaking its own language back to it, telling it in its own tongue that you mean it no harm. Do that day after day, patient, asking nothing in return. And one day it may be a week. It may be a season you will get the slow blink returned to you, and I promise you it will land in your chest like nothing else. I have watched the hardest, most walled-off cats come round to it in time, cats that arrived hissing from under a porch and ended their days blinking soft from my pillow. So the shut-off gaze is a sign, yes, but it is the sign of a door not yet opened, not a door nailed shut forever. And do not fret if you feel foolish sitting there blinking soft at a cat across the room. I have done it in front of company more times than I can count, and I do not care a whit, for it works. There is no trick to it, and no rush in it. You are not trying to make the cat do anything. You are only offering, again and again, the same small, honest word, "You are safe with me," until the day the cat believes you and offers it back. That is the whole of the practice, and it asks nothing of you but that you keep offering when the cat has not yet answered. The second sign is in how your cat meets you, or does not, when you come home. A cat that is bonded to you keeps a kind of clock on you. It knows your step on the walk, your key in the door, the sound of your car in the drive. And it comes to meet you, maybe trotting right up with its tail stood straight up like a little flagpole, maybe just lifting its head from a sunny spot and calling out once to mark that you are back. That upright tail, by the way, quivering a touch at the very tip, is one of the warmest things a cat can show you. It is the flag it flies only for the ones it trusts, the greeting a kitten gives its mother, carried on into grown life for its chosen people. So the sign to watch is the plain opposite of that. A cat that does not so much as lift its head when you walk in after a long day gone, that stays curled and shut away in another room, that gives you a flat, low tail, or a tail that twitches sharp and turns from you. That is a cat holding itself apart from you. But here again, let me be fair to your cat, for it deserves a fair hearing before you judge it. Some cats are deep, deep sleepers, and a cat sleeps the better part of the day away, 16 hours and more. If yours is dead asleep when you come in, it may simply not have clocked you yet, and that is no crime against love. And some cats greet in ways so quiet that you have been missing them all along. A single slow tail thump against the floor from where it lies, an ear swiveled round to track you across the house, a soft little chirp or trill you took for nothing at all. Those are greetings too, every one of them, only pitched low. I once thought a cat of mine cared nothing for my coming and going, until I sat still one evening and noticed that the very tip of her tail lifted and tapped the floor twice, every single time I entered the room, without her ever opening her eyes. That was her whole hello, and it had been there for years. So before you decide your cat does not care to see you, sit quiet a few evenings and watch close for the small greeting rather than the big one. You may well find it was there the whole time, only spoken in a whisper, the way cats speak most everything they mean the most. The third sign lives in the body, in whether your cat softens under your hand or braces against it. A cat that loves and trusts you will melt when you touch it right. It will lean its weight into your palm, push its head up to meet your fingers, roll and stretch, and go loose and heavy, the way a creature only goes when it feels wholly safe. Some will drool for the sheer pleasure of it. And the deepest sign of all the kneading, that slow paddling of the paws against your lap or your chest, what folks call making biscuits that goes all the way back to the nursing kitten, kneading at its mother to bring the milk, and a grown cat only does it to the ones it holds as safe and as dear as a mother. So the sign that something is off is the bracing. A cat that stiffens the very moment you lay a hand on it, that flattens its ears and goes rigid under your palm, that flicks and shudders its skin like it is trying to shrug you clean off, that slips out from under your hand every time you reach for it. That is a cat that has not given you its body's trust. Now the honest caveat, and this one is bigger than most folks reckon, so hear me close. A cat that flinches from touch is very often not an unloving cat at all. It is a cat in pain, or a cat that was never handled gentle as a kitten, and so never learned that hands can be kind, or a cat you are simply petting in the wrong place, or a beat too long. Most cats do not care to be touched on the belly, or the base of the tail, or the feet and legs, however much we want to bury our hands in that soft fur. And a great many cats have what we call a petting threshold. They love it, they truly do. Right up until of a sudden they have had enough. And then the skin twitches and the tail begins to lash, and a paw comes up in warning. That is not the cat withdrawing its love from you. That is the cat telling you plain and fair where its line is drawn. And a cat whose line you learn to respect will come to trust you more, not less. So learn your own cat's good spots. Most love the cheeks, under the chin, along the jaw, the base of the ears where their own scent glands sit. Keep your sessions short and sweet, and stop the moment that tail starts to go. Read the body honest, and you will very often find the trust was there all along, only asking to be handled on the cat's own terms and not on yours. I had a big gray Tom once, who would not be held for love nor money pick him up, and he went stiff as a board and out of your arms in a blink. And for the longest time, I took it as him not caring for me. Then one winter, I stopped trying to hold him at all. I would sit on the floor, low and small, and simply wait and let him decide. And decide he did. Within a month, he was climbing into my lap of his own free will and kneading at my knee, purring like a little motor. He had loved me the whole time. He had only needed the choosing of it to be his, and not a thing done to him. That is the heart of a cat right there. It does not want to be taken hold of. It wants to be the one who comes to you. The fourth sign is about following and nearness, whether your cat chooses, day by day, to be where you are. A bonded cat orbits you. It does not need to be in your lap every hour, but it wants to be in your room, keeping a loose and easy watch on you from the windowsill or the top of the couch or a patch of warm floor a few feet off. It follows you from room to room, not underfoot exactly, just quietly turning up wherever you happen to settle, drawn along in your wake. Cats are private, guarded creatures by their very nature, wired to keep their own counsel. And so choosing to spend its waking hours in your plain company, even at a small distance, is one of the truest ways a cat can say you are its person. So the sign to watch is a cat that keeps itself always in the far rooms, that gets up and leaves whatever room you enter, that spends its days sleeping in the spare bedroom or the back of a closet with the door of itself shut firmly against you. But listen close, because this fourth one gets misjudged more than any other on the whole list. A cat wanting its own space is not the same, not at all, as a cat not loving you. Cats need retreat the way we need sleep. They need a high perch, or a quiet dark corner where no hand can reach in at them. A place that is theirs alone and no one else's. And a healthy, secure cat will use that place daily and be the better and calmer for it. A cat that naps away the whole afternoon in its own quiet spot and then drifts out to be near you come the evening is not a cat that fails to love you. That is just a cat living rightly, on its own good rhythm. The trouble sign is not the cat that takes its space. It is the cat that never comes out of it, that hides all day and every day, and only creeps about the house when it has gone dark and still and empty. And that near always points to fear or to sickness, rather than to a cat that has weighed you up and found you wanting. Which is, when you sit with it a moment, a hopeful thing, because fear can be gentled away with time and patience, and sickness can be seen and tended to. The withdrawn cat is most often not rejecting you. It is asking, in the only way it has, for help. And the surest way to draw such a cat back out is the very last thing our worried hearts want to do, which is to leave it be. Do not chase it into its corner. Do not haul it out to prove to yourself it still loves you. Set its food and its water near its hiding place. Sit quiet in the same room, without reaching for it, and let the cat come to trust the coast is clear in its own good time. A cornered cat pulls further in. A cat given room and quiet and no pressure at all will, sooner than you think, poke its head out to see what you are about. Give it the space, and the space itself becomes the bridge. The fifth sign is the one that stings us the most, and it is about the small daily rituals of a bonded cat. The purring, the headbutts, the little gifts, the grooming. A cat that loves you weaves you into all of these. It purrs when you are near, though mind me well, for a cat purrs when it is anxious or hurting too, and so you must always read the purr alongside the rest and never on its own. It bonks and rubs its head against you, what we call bunting, dragging the scent glands of its cheeks and brow across your skin to mark you with its own smell, claiming you as its own, and mingling you into its family. It may bring you things, a favored toy, or something a good deal worse dragged in from the yard, and lay its catch down at your feet, which is a cat treating you as family. It means to feed and provide for, the highest instinct it has. And the greatest honor of all, it may groom you, licking at your hand or your hair or your arm. For cats only groom the ones they count as their own true kin, their family of the heart. So the sign to watch is the plain and total absence of all of it. A cat that never headbutts, never rubs, never purrs in your company, never marks you or grooms you or brings you a single thing or seeks out any of these small, warm rituals with you at all. And I will tell you, folks misjudge the gifts most of all, for we recoil at them. A cat lays a dead thing at your feet, and we scold it and fling the poor offering out, never once seeing it for the honor it truly is. In the wild, a mother cat brings prey home to her kittens, both to feed them and to teach them the hunt. When your cat brings you its catch, be it a mouse or only a bottle cap batted down the hall, it is treating you as one of its own to be cared for and provided for. You need not keep the mouse, heaven knows. But do not scold the cat for the giving of it. Thank it soft, and let it feel its gift was received, for it gave you the highest thing it had to give. The same goes for the grooming. If your cat licks at your hand with that little sandpaper tongue, sit still and let it, for it is washing you as it would wash its own kin, folding you into its family. These are not small things a cat throws around lightly. A cat that offers them has chosen you, plain and true. And here's my last honest word, and I want you to hold on to it, for it ties the whole of this together into one. Every single one of these 5 signs can have a plain, gentle cause that has nothing whatever to do with a cat's love running dry. A cat new to your home has simply not had the time yet. A cat that came up frightened or hurt carries that fear a long, long while and cannot help it. A cat in pain will pull hard into itself and go quiet and stiff and hard to touch. And that is not coldness that is suffering. And it is the surest reason of all to get your cat along to a good vet, because a cat that has gone suddenly distant and withdrawn when it was warm before is very often a cat that has fallen unwell and needs seeing to. So do not take these 5 signs as a hard verdict passed down on whether your cat loves you. Take them instead as a set of good questions worth the asking. Take them as places to look closer and to look gentler. Because here is the truth I most want to leave sitting with you tonight. Near every one of these distances can be closed. You close it slow, and you close it on the cat's own terms, and never on your schedule. The slow blink given freely and returned in time, the good spots learned by heart and the sore ones let well alone, the quiet whispered greeting noticed and answered, the safe high perch provided so the cat has somewhere to be brave from, the touch kept short and kind, the plain daily routine of feeding and play and quiet company kept steady as a heartbeat, so the cat learns the shape of you and comes, day by day, to trust it. Cats do not love on demand, and they will never love loud, but a cat that comes round to trust you will love you deep and long and faithful, in 1,000 small, quiet ways, once you have taught your own eye to see them. The distance you have been reading as a cat that does not love you is, far more often than not, only a cat that does not yet feel safe and safety. Dear heart, is a thing you hold the power to give. And there is no finer gift that you will ever give a living creature than that. So there they are. The 5 signs, the gaze that will not soften and never once slow blinks, the homecoming met with a turned back and a low flat tail, the body that braces stiff against your hand instead of melting into it, the cat that keeps forever to the far rooms and hides the whole daylight away, and the small warm rituals of purr and headbutt and gift and grooming all gone missing. Read them honest, read them gentle, and read them all together rather than any one alone, for a single one may mean nothing at all, and the whole of them together may mean only that a frightened little heart needs time. Now, I would dearly love to hear from you. Tell me down below, which of these 5 did you see in your own cat, and which one of them surprised you? And tell me, too, the story of a cat that started out cold and distant and standoffish and came round to you in the end, for those are my very favorite stories in all the world. And I know a good many of you are sitting on one. I read every single comment you leave me. Every one. Next time, I want to show you the quiet early signs that a cat has fallen unwell, the small changes in the eating and the grooming and the hiding that a cat will try its level best to keep hidden from you, and just how to catch them long before they ever turn serious. For a cat will bear its troubles in silence to the very last, and the loving thing is to learn to see them anyway. Until then, be patient with your cat, and be kind to it. The love is very often already there. It is only waiting, quiet, and hopeful for you to learn its language.